Hello there, welcome back. I'm going to now be going through my next part of Marvel's top 100 strongest heroes ever. And so we're going to be going from 89 all the way up to 80. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So coming in at number 89, we have got Those Who Dwell Above in Shadow. Now, you may have no clue who these guys are. I'm going to admit it, I had no clue who these guys are, really, until a couple of weeks ago, really. And so these are the guys above the Asgardians. These are the creators of the Asgardians. They're fueled by the energy of Ragnarok, really, which is the end of Asgard. Like the end of Asgard, then it will be born again, then it goes around in these cycles. And they're fueled by this energy. Now, no one really knows anything about them, but they did appear to Odin just before the multiverse ends, after the incursions. So it's specified like they may have been Beyonders or something like that, but their power levels currently are like well beyond Asgardians, like well beyond Odin base level, really. So coming in number 88 is Impossible Man. Now, Impossible Man is literally what he sounds like. Impossible Man is he's just this guy from the planet. I think it's a dumb name. He was made literally as a joke. His planet's called like Popupia, or he's like a Popupian from that place. And basically his power is that he can just shapeshift into literally anything. He's almost indestructible. Like, this guy is so annoying to basically everyone. He's like tricked Galactus, he's tricked the Silver Surfer. And what his powers, well, pretty much unlimited shapeshifting abilities. He's almost impossible to destroy. Only thing that doesn't make his shapeshifting abilities good is that he is always the same, like, purple and green colour. He can't like completely shapeshift. So like if he shapeshifted into a rocket, it would still be the same colour as him. Also, he has the powers like if he shapeshifts into a hose, he can squirt water like that. He gets like the powers of whatever he shapeshifts into, which is pretty neat. So coming in at number 87 is Onslaught. Now, origins of Onslaught. Onslaught was a being that came into existence from basically all of the anger of Charles Xavier, as well as like the hatred of Magneto. So it's basically all the combined psionic energy of Charles Xavier and the powers of Magneto. So a pretty strong guy. Also, for a time, they were able to trap like Franklin Richards and tap into their reality-altering powers. So yeah, that's Onslaught. In terms of powers, when they had Franklin Richards, they could alter reality. They've got huge amounts of psionic energy, magnetism, superhuman strength, pretty much a lot, really. That's Onslaught. Next, we're kind of getting on to more entity characters rather than like actual characters. Now, coming in number 86 is Epoch and Eon. Now, you may have no clue who these guys are. They've featured very briefly in Infinity Gauntlet by Jim Starlin, one of the most epic comics ever. And they are the being that is responsible for Quasar. They kind of work with Quasar. We saw Quasar back in, Infinity Gauntlet. They possess the quantum band. In terms of powers, they're kind of the lowest level of power that these sort of cosmic entity characters have. Meaning, their physical form can't really be harmed. They have almost virtually unlimited power. Now, Epoch is Eon's daughter, but they're just kind of their replacement after they died. That's how it's kind of working. So we're kind of moving up now into more of a cosmic tier list. So, coming in at number 85 is Hyperstorm. Now, Hyperstorm is from an alternate reality where basically Sentinels, Sentinels, they got the things that hunt mutants, they sort of took over. And what happened is Franklin Richards ended up having a child with Hope Summers. These are two of like literally the strongest mutants, almost the strongest mutants. And Franklin Richards is the son of Reed Richards and Susan Storm, and he is immensely powerful. He has like huge reality warping powers. He's like, when he's an adult, he's like one of the strongest guys ever. But they had a child with Hope Summers, who is like I can't actually remember too much about their powers. Kind of like incredible psionic powers. They can like change their form, things like that. I believe they're the child of Jean Grey and Scott Summers, who is Cyclops. Yeah, that's them. And those two, literally two of the strongest mutants ever, had a child. And this child has like insane psionic mental powers. They could travel through the multiverse. They could like draw power from what's called hyperspace, which is like all the spaces in between the universes. Basically, almost unlimited power, but again, not quite like a cosmic entity. So yeah, that's Hyperstorm. Now, coming in at number 84 are the Watchers. You may know the Watchers, we saw them very briefly in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now, the Watchers are a group, in terms of origins, they're a group who was one of the oldest races in the universe. And they took kind of an oath. I believe they tried to help people by helping them with advanced technology, but then those people eventually ended up dying of like a nuclear war. So the Watchers all swore a vow that they would never interfere with anything. They would only watch, and I'm not sure if they document it, but they always watch it. They don't interfere. Now, in terms of powers, if they need to use their powers, incredibly high. Incredibly almost unreal powers. They were on the board of like cosmic entities with that we saw in Infinity Gauntlet by Jim Starlin. The Watchers are incredibly powerful. So coming in at number 83 is the Unseen. You may have no clue who this is. Sorry, that's kind of like that with a lot of these characters. Like these are quite obscure, but the Unseen is actually Nick Fury. So I'll explain this briefly. There's a big story about it, but I'll explain it quite quickly. So Nick Fury killed the Watcher that is the one observing Earth. They killed the Watcher of like the main Marvel universe, and they took their eye and to try and solve a thing. I won't go into it, but they took their eye to try and solve something, and then the Watcher came back and they punished him. And they were like, "You are the new Watcher now. You stay here on the moon and you watch things." And he basically has almost all the powers of the Watchers. He's like a Watcher with like almost unlimited power, but a sworn vow of non-interference. And also he can see through into different dimensions. He can see like the main Marvel universe, he can see the Ultimates universe, things like that. Coming in at number 82 is Tyrant. You may be asking like, who is this Tyrant? And the easiest way for me to explain who he is to you is the opposite of Galactus. Galactus gets his energy from he gets his fuel from eating planets. Tyrant gets his fuel from like the life energies of planets, so from not eating planets, if you get what I mean. And he's come into conflict with Galactus, but Galactus has like just beaten him, so that's why Galactus is a bit higher up on here than Tyrant. So that's Tyrant. In terms of origins, I'm not actually too sure. I think he may be the son of Galactus, or he may just be another similar entity. So number 81 is the Stranger. Now, the Stranger's got one of the weirdest origins ever. So they are basically the collective hive mind of this planet, all the inhabitants of this planet, called the Gigantus, I believe. And the Stranger possesses like huge amounts of telepathic, psychic, cosmic powers, as well as almost unlimited strength, things like that. They're again on the board of cosmic entities. So they created Ego, the living planet. They created like Alter Ego as well. In terms of like actual physical powers, I would say imagine Galactus but toned down a little bit in powers, like vast energy projection, telepathy, things like that. So that's Tyrant coming in at that's the Stranger, sorry. Coming in at number 81. Also, another fun fact, they got offered to be the 4th head of the Living Tribunal, but refused. So, coming in at our last one for today, number 80, is the 7 Friendless. Now, the 7 Friendless are this group of cosmic abstracts, really, with basically no appearances, really. They've got like 1 or 2. And the group is Eternity, Enmity, Entropy, Epiphany, Expediency, Empathy, and Eulogy, I believe. They're all just cosmic abstracts representing these kind of characteristics. Now, I'm not really classing Eternity as with them, although these 7 Friendless are kind of regarded as like the sons and the children of Eternity, who is a character who is a little higher up on this list. In terms of powers, they've all got like huge amounts of psychic powers, huge amounts of cosmic powers, things like that. And they're also kind of banded together as a group. However, we see so little of them that I couldn't really put them much higher on this list, just purely because we have barely seen them at all. So, that is my list. That is 89 to 80. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any suggestions, any things that you think I could have improved on, then please put it down in the comment section. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're liking this, and stay tuned, because next week is going to be 79 all the way up to 70. I'll see you next time. Bye.